How do you get through difficult situations and difficult periods in your life? To give you a one-word answer, it's through faith. Now, before I go any further, I just want to say, if you are going through something and you feel like you need a bit of support, please, please, please reach out to someone you trust to ask for prayer, to talk things through, even reach out for support professionally if you want, because while what I'm about to say is important, it's so important that you don't go through things by yourself, okay? So, faith and being renewed in faith is such an important topic to me. I could literally talk about it for so long. I could bang on about so many different things, but I think I'm going to focus on one main point that I think is really important to get across. So I'm going to use the example of emotions. Now, emotions are great. There's positive emotions, there's negative emotions. Emotions are the colour of our souls, really. Without them, the world would be a very boring place, a very dark place, very black and white, very, very numbing. And while emotions are neither good or bad, the enemy of our souls can use them for bad and for his purposes, which is never a good thing. So a really good friend of mine once gave me this image that I found really helpful, so I'm going to share with you. Sometimes the negative emotions can be like when you're, say for example, you're walking through a field, an open field with nothing in sight apart from a massive hill straight on, right? You can see the hill super clearly, you're walking towards it. Then you stop overnight, you camp, you have a sleep, and when you wake up in the morning, you're surrounded by this really heavy, thick fog. So you literally have no idea where you are, what you're doing, what direction you're going. However, you still know that the hill's there, right? Although you can't see it, you know it's there. So in this metaphor, the hill's like God and the mist is like our emotions. So the enemy sometimes tries to cloud us and cloud our senses and cloud our relationship with God by using these negative emotions to like get in the way and make us think that God's not here when he really is. And it's not just negative emotions that can do that, it can be any sort of life situation. The enemy can use it to make us think that God isn't there, but that is just not true at all. To combat this and to get through difficult situations, we need to hold on to the truth with a capital T. The truth is that God's always here. He's always been there for us and he's always going to be there for us. A very well-known verse, and probably one of my favourites, is Deuteronomy 31 verse 6. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Never. There's nothing you or I can do to change that. He's always going to be there for us. He loves us and he just wants a relationship with us. He knows everything about us. He has plans for our lives. And even though there is evil going on in this world and there are difficult situations, he works everything together for our good. And it's so important to know that. And I think quite often, myself included, like we have the head knowledge, we have it up here, but we don't have it in our hearts. So when these negative emotions come our way, or when we have difficult life situations, it's so easy to believe the enemy and think that God's not there. But that's so not true. God is love, God is light, and he wants to bring that light into our lives. So if we hold on to that truth, capital T, then I assure you we will get through these things, and it's through faith that we'll get through them, and we'll get through them with God.